Hey, I'm Alex Lam. In this video of Stories of the World, we're going to be talking about the origins of rock, paper, scissors. Have you guys ever wondered, how does everybody know this game? You know, my grandma knows how to play it, my cousins from Vietnam know how to play it. Like, how? Where did this game come from? So let's talk about it. Rock, paper, scissors is a really simple game. It has 3 signs and followed the rules of A beats B, B beats C, and C beats A. The first known mention of the game was in the book Wazazu, written by Chinese Ming Dynasty writer Shi Xiaozi, who wrote that the game dated back to Chinese Han Dynasty, so 206 BC to 220 AD. In the book, the game was called Xiao Shi Ling, but how did the game spread across the world? The game was eventually imported to Japan. Now in Japan, this type of game is called Sansukumi-ken, meaning fist games where the 3 who are afraid of one another. For example, Monopoly is a board game, Risk is a board game, Rock, Paper, Scissors is a Sansukumi-ken. While Sansukumi-ken was getting popular in Japan, there were many different versions. And by versions, I mean the ABC just represented different things. The earliest version is Mushi-ken, which was the version directly imported from China. It has the sign of a frog, slug, and snake. The most popular version in Japan was Kitsune-ken, which had the fox, village leader, and the hunter. Today, the most popular Sansukumi-ken is Janken. Janken uses the rock, paper, and scissors sign and is the game that we know today. By the early 20th century, rock, paper, scissors had spread beyond Asia because of the increased contact between East and West. Its English name is taken from a direct translation of the hand signs, rock, paper, and scissors. And then the rest is history. Rock, paper, scissors has always been considered a very fair game, and it's really difficult to actually get a competitive advantage. And to even get a competitive advantage, you'd have to actually study your opponent mentally and physically and his patterns and his thought process. You know, it's just not worth the time. And since the game is known to be quite fair, it's actually used a lot around the world to make decisions. Now, one of the craziest decisions was the highest stake of rock, paper, scissors ever played. It was worth millions of dollars. In 2005, Takashi Hashiyama, CEO of Japanese television equipment manufacturer Maspro Decor, decided to auction off the collection of impressionist paintings owned by his corporation, which includes works by Paul Cézanne, Pablo Picasso, and Vincent van Gogh. He contacted 2 leading auction houses, Christie's International and Sotheby's Holdings, seeking their proposals on how they would bring the collection to the market, as well as how they would maximize the profits from the sale. Both firms made elaborate proposals, but neither was persuasive enough to earn Hashiyama's approval. Unwilling to split up the auction into separate auctions, Hashiyama asked the firm to decide between themselves who would hold the auction. The houses were unable to reach a decision, so Hashiyama told the 2 firms to play rock, paper, scissors to decide who would get the rights to the auction. The auction houses had a weekend to come up with a choice of move. Christie went to seek advice from 11-year-old twin daughters of the international director of Christie's Impressionist Modern Art Department, Nicholas MacLean, who suggested scissors, because apparently everybody expects you to choose rock. Sotheby's said that they treated it as a game of chance, had no particular strategy, but went with paper. In the end, Christie's won the match and sold the $20 million collection, earning millions of dollars of commission for the auction house. So I'm curious, let me know in the comments below, what's the highest stake game of rock, paper, scissors have you guys played? So that's the story of the origin of rock, paper, scissors. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to hear more stories. I'm Alex Lam, and this is Stories of the World.